video at this point?
Hi.
The video. This is the video. Okay, great. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
We're about to start a podcast. Oh, with no microphone.
Check. What's the best way to do your hair with these on? Let's see. Cute. Oh, God. Oh, God. Help.
Hello? I want to.
Becky. Broken.
Is that right?
Got it.
Oh, there you go. Do you have enough slack?
Okay. There we go.
Catch us some slack.
Okay. Oh,
Right,
oh, excuse me, my ladylike. Okay.
How do you like your levels?
I love my level. How's my hair?
Hang on. There's one little winging.
Doopity doopity.
Yeah.
Doopity doopity.
We're good. Okay. In 5, 3, 2, 1.
All right. We are live, and it is very important that we kick this off with, tell me about the time you got kicked out of a concert.
Should I show it to the people? Okay, so this is the deal. Here's the deal, listener, viewer. Last minute tickets, Little River Band. If you are over the age of 50 for sure, you know who they are.
I'm in my mid to late 40s, and I'm still like, give me...
I'm going to run through a quick one. Reminiscing is a great jam. Okay. So, lady, let me take a look at you now. You know, this is like a 70s yacht rock.
I love a yacht rock. But anyway.
They're right in there. Cool Change has
got
got
to the point where you got in trouble with the law.
Yeah. So I bought some last minute ticks. I don't want to tell you what I spent. I didn't tell Father Phil, and I don't want to speak of it. However, when I find a front row ticket, don't you feel like you scored?
Oh, there were rows there? I didn't know that this club had rows.
Right. And this is the problem.
Now this makes more sense.
Read the fine print.
Okay.
It is a seated situation, and it's tables of 8, and I got front row, and I felt very lucky about that.
Right.
I also paid quite a bit to get that
Well,
seat.
It's your positive magnetic energy.
That's exactly
that we can talk about in a little bit.
Manifesting great things.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that when you're sitting in the front row, it is a seated spot. So if you're in GA, you can stand and dance and do all the fun stuff.
Right.
For $50 a ticket. For not $50 a ticket, you're going to sit your ass down.
Well, yeah. And you have to look around and look at the crowd you're in. Always read the room, guys.
But here's the thing. It's old people, and I expect them to be seated most of the time. I would never in all my days expect them to be seated all of the time. And I didn't know that it was like required. So there we were dancing. And I'm going to show you
Too bad
guys.
nobody told you.
Well, the security guard did. The first time, very kindly.
Okay.
The fourth, less.
Okay, so you were seated at your table of 8.
Yes.
Your fancy seats.
With some nice gentlemen, very big super fans.
And you were standing to enjoy the show.
And they would stand occasionally too, and then we realized often we shouldn't. Then model Holly. So from the network, you guys, you're going to remember.
Now, did you run into her? Did you guys choose to go together?
She saw me.
Okay,
and
great.
she came up because we did have 2 seats empty near us. And I thought that was brilliant. You know, if you're going to rush the stage, you want to be among
If you're going to throw your bra.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got panties to throw.
Yeah.
You got to get within throwing distance.
Especially getting around all the walkers and wheelchairs that I'm assuming were there as you speak of these old people.
It was
probably difficult to maneuver around.
It was a hurricane crowd.
Great.
That is the truth.
Okay.
It's the truth. So here's what I said to Aaron. This would be the 4th and final time security.
I'm not proud of her. I'm not proud.
I'm sure there's a more technical way to show this to you, but this is how I'm going to do it for right now.
We can do it right now and
okay,
through the magic of technology. Now look at these dance moves I'm proud of.
Now I am living.
You're also showing the text between us. Is that all right?
That's okay.
Okay.
Off key. Off the beat.
You guys, do we
now watch the security guard.
He's politely telling you to sit
down. Yes. Get out.
And were you just I can't hear you?
Yeah. Holly just ignores it entirely.
How about you?
And her sister gently takes his finger and says, "It's okay. It's okay."
Okay.
These are 50. Now I'm 54 years young.
Right.
You guys getting kicked out of
So you officially got kicked out. They're like, I would like you to get up and leave.
It was the last song, and I was trying to make a plea for that there was really, this is it. You can kick me out, but I saw the whole show.
Yeah.
I got all of
You're
my
like, joke's on you,
StubHub
sucker.
money's worth. So no, it was, I would say more that we made a scene. I don't think we were actually escorted out, but we definitely caused a ruckus.
And were people behind you like, please sit, I can't see?
I think one lady, not to me, but to the gentleman we were sitting with said, you're a real piece of shit, you know it.
Okay.
And when you hear a lady from Minnesota be mad, she said, you know what, you're a real piece of shit.
Okay.
That's how she said it, and she meant it.
I mean, at any point were you like, I wonder if people behind me can see? Or were you like, get up on your table and stand?
I was doing a lot of this.
Okay.
I was
trying to hype them up.
Yes. But I think they were also following directions.
Okay. They were saying, actually, ma'am,
Part
our
of
tickets
sitting-
say we have to sit.
But this is part of the thing. Because I bought secondhand tickets at a greatly inflated price,
Yes.
I think I didn't get the rules.
Okay.
I think that if you were a first-time buyer, you would get a whole list of rules.
Sure.
And I was kind of freestyling it.
Okay.
So that was our big night.
Guys, we got to keep an eye on Becky. Now, I would stand the entire show, but I would get really mad if somebody was standing in front of me.
Well, that's the thing.
I would.
And I didn't stand the whole time because I for sure would have gotten kicked out. So I would do it, and then I would like get a little dance in, and then realize I
liked
had
your
to sit down.
top. Your top looked great.
I had a pretty jacket over it too. It
Oh,
was actually
but you were sweating too
prettier.
hard from dancing so much.
That's a funky jacket.
You know, I am going to do like a little PSA right now for everybody, and I'm going to do this with love, but also with a little aggression. If you find yourself at any live event where Becky Wright is in attendance, do not get your own ass behind her. Now, this is a tale.
Oh, that's right.
This is a cautionary tale.
I forgot about
If you're trying to enjoy a show, you can't. She's going to stand in front of you and dance. And listen, she's cute to look at.
And
you're fun.
But in the line,
No,
too.
I know. So this is another. So if you're at a musical, a live event, never get behind Becky, because obviously what she just proved to you, you can't see the show.
I'll box you right out.
But also, a few years back, my husband and I were at a concert. We were so happy to be there. What concert was it? What do you think?
I feel like it was
could have been
Guns N'
any.
Roses or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And my husband went to get a cocktail for us. And there's always a line, obviously, at any live event. This was a big dog, though. This was at like one of our big like convention centers or
Big stadium show.
Big stadium. Yes, exactly. So I knew it would be a minute. This is not an exaggeration. About an hour and 15 minutes later, he comes back. I'm in a full contact high because we were in the pit. And I don't dabble in any sort of recreational drug.
Yeah.
But there were so many people smoking weed. By the time he got back, I think I was high.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, a second
And parched,
contact high.
because you didn't get a beverage.
So I'm standing there like barely blinking, completely dry mouth. And I'm like, where have you been? And he's like, you're never going to believe this. He's like, there was a line all the way down the, what's the hallway called? The corridor or whatever. What's it called?
Yeah.
The concourse.
Concourse, yeah.
He's like, the line was deep. And he's like, we all realized that the line we were in, even though deep, was not moving at all. He's like, it was at a complete standstill to the point where like this register must have closed for the evening. So people are trying to bob and weave themselves into other lines that were just as deep, but continuously moving. And so people start shouting because they look up and there is a cash register attendant. There is a bartender, and it appears as though they are helping somebody. But it is not moving. And so people are now yelling like, let's move it along. Show's about to start. This is taking forever. And lo and behold, a lady with beautiful brown curly hair steps out from the front of the row with, as many cocktails as she's allowed. And just slow.
The phone number of the lady behind the register.
Oh.
Because we had made friends.
Slowly sauntering back. Oh, it's good for her. Her and her friends got cocktails, and she'll slowly saunter back to her seats. And John, my husband, is like, that was Becky.
It was Becky Wright.
He goes, you're not going to believe this. Becky Wright stood in the front of a packed cocktail line, making friends with the lady,
visiting,
exchanging phone numbers.
We were talking
catching up.
We were talking probiotics.
Catching up. She didn't care that there was people like, please, I'd like to see the show. This is the first time I've ever been to Guns N' Roses. Could you please move it along? I'd love to get there.
This is my Make-A-Wish trip.
She's like, so anyway. Yeah. You know.
Any woozy woozy.
Yeah, she's like, last weekend, when I down at the Target Center watching another show. I got a little back pain. Went to my doctor last week. How's the kids?
Lovely lady.
She could not.
I'd never met her before a day in my life.
John saw about half of the concert because he still waited in line for a cocktail, and he got back, and I had a secondhand high and had been standing alone in a basic mosh pit.
Oh my God.
Waiting for him to get 2 cocktails because this one.
And I probably did have 4
at least
doubles.
And not a care in the world, just slowly sauntering back to her seat. And I'm not kidding. It's 30 people deep, like sweating, tapping their feet, worried they're going to get back to their loved ones.
Maybe you never did.
No, some people didn't.
They didn't make it back.
The cautionary tale is never get yourself behind this one.
Don't stand
at any live event.
That's right.
You get yourself in front of her. You see that beautiful head of hair coming at you. You run. You run. You get ahead of her wherever it is. The seats, the bathroom line, the cocktail line, parking. You do not get behind her.
Now, wait a minute. If I were behind you at Target Center on Friday, what would I have seen?
Friday. When I was at the Timberwolves game?
Yes.
She's deflecting she is deflecting so we get away from her poor behavior at live concerts. And she goes to every single one. But I was at a Timberwolves game and we were invited through my husband's business associates. So it wasn't, they were very nice people.
A little bit of fun, mostly work.
We weren't there with friends. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they're lovely people, but I've never met either one of them.
Yeah.
So, you got to have your professional cap on.
Right.
Well, I wear a black bodysuit underneath a green jacket. I regret it in hindsight. It wasn't my best outfit.
Really?
No.
Did you not feel cute?
I just felt like been there, done that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I try to be festive for the team. The team is blue and green.
Ooh, I see. So you're on.
So I don't know. I should have gone in a different direction, but whatever. Not all outfits can be 100%.
Right.
But I wore this black bodysuit underneath a green blazer. It was an okay outfit. But that bodysuit, it violated me. It was so far up different areas of my body. Doctors haven't been there. The baby I birthed hadn't been there.
You were not okay.
It hurt. And it was in places unknown. And I wasn't with friends where I could go in there and dig it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Cover me. Give me a shield.
And I did go to the ladies' room at one time and I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to snap it. But
it's traveling though.
No, exactly. I didn't trust it to stay in place. Mm-mm. So I had to give it the old snapperoo and I felt like I needed to report my bodysuit.
Was it a multiple snap situation? I'm turning myself in.
I'm not making light of any of that, but in this bodysuit situation, I was about to call the officials on it. It was terrible. And I was in a situation where I had to be alert. I had to not be my normal.
And be charming.
Well, at least try to have a coherent, I was like, yeah. Did you see that 3-pointer? It hurt.
Could you even just give a little?
Yeah, of course. I was going from butt to butt. I was doing I was standing and cheering when nobody else was just to get some relief.
Oh my God, Erin. When my kids were in, let's call it high school. So this is getting to be 10 years ago now. Okay. Close. I stood up once and fully pissed my pants. Fully, not just whoop.
Did you say PISS?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about not just a drib. I'm talking about.
You went to the bathroom with your pants on?
I stood up cheering. No, I stood up cheering.
Because you got so excited?
I didn't realize that the incontinence or whatever happens in your later years is a very real thing. And it was happening in real time. And
was it evident?
It was, if it had been in your younger years and it had been a different issue, you would have tried to find a sweatshirt to wrap. It was that.
Did you stay in the stands and continue cheering or did you go home?
I think I maybe grabbed, I think there was either, you know how you have little bleacher blankets? I think I did one of those situations, tried to cover up.
Like when Gwyneth Paltrow ripped her skirt and had to wrap something else around herself.
That's exactly right.
Or was that Cameron Diaz? Tall blonde. Can't remember.
They're all the same.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, thank you for being a relatable queen.
I'm trying
I think that happens to the best of us. See how she's trying to be relatable after her terrible behavior at concerts?
See.
She's trying to really.
Friend to all.
You are a friend. Listen, if it happens to you, it also happens to Becky. What a relatable sweetheart. Well, I guess I would rather have a bodysuit violating me than have an accident in my pants.
Than piss your pants.
Especially in front of like business people.
Oh, man.
Like not even friends where you could be like, I got to get out of here.
Will you see those people again?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Not that I know of. I mean, not because we didn't like him or anything, but it was just like a business thing. And we were also, they had taken us out. So they had like really nice seats. So there was a whole stand behind me. So I couldn't get in there and rip it out. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that bodysuit. It's cute up top, terrorist down below. Terrorist. I couldn't get it off soon enough. I think I unbuttoned it on the car ride home.
Oh,
I had to.
Being uncomfortable.
It was a two snap. It was a two snap. You know, that's the thing. Don't get the snaps.
Yeah, but what's the alternative? Like an honest Capizio?
Yes.
Straight up.
That's the honest.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just a soft cotton.
Yeah, but how do you go to the bathroom then? You have to take the whole show
either
off.
take it off or you put it over to the side, I guess.
Oh, that's true. A little side pull.
I don't know.
No, you're right about that.
I like the way they look, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the right.
I do like the way they look. As long as it's not too high cut.
I don't even mind that, like on a cute little body-oddy.
Well, it's got to be the right body-oddy.
Right, not my,
You don't want to.
my parts unknown will be out. Because I don't even know where all my parts are at this point.
Those are true plarps. If something is plarping, that is lordy loozy.
Okay, so now you were telling me earlier, because I really believe in magnetic energy.
I've seen it manifest in your life.
Yes.
Many times. So Erin we'll be talking about something, the phone will ring and she's like, look who
we'll be talking about a person like, hey, have you heard from so-and-so? And I'll be like, not in a few months.
In our hearts.
Yeah, of course. I'm like, not in a few months. And then all of a sudden my phone will ring and it'll be that person. It happens to me all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So is it rubbing off on you?
Okay, so here's what happened. Also at the Little River Band concert, and you guys,
This is before you got kicked out by security?
This is before.
Okay.
And I am cooler than the Little River Band, but there's a very nostalgic part of me that loves. Like I was 7, I think, when I remember this music.
Cool you are.
But I'm more of an R&B girl. I just don't want the viewer or listener to think that I am.
Girl, you were a professional model in Japan. Okay.
This is my one claim to fame.
We all know how cool you are.
It's my only street cred. Okay, so we're at Little River Band. We're visiting with our new friends, Yakety Schmackety. I want to remind, can we just talk about this? That you just pulled this outfit out of a box.
So we're recording this at my house and a box showed up of an outfit that I bought in New York.
It's so cute.
And so I just put it on. All the tags are on. I don't know even if I'm going to keep it.
I love it.
I threw my sweater over because I'm always cold.
Do you feel exposed?
Well, I'm really cold and I didn't know how this would fit. And my little double A's are popping out. So.
They are not looking double AE right now.
This is squishy. So I think I'm going to like it. It's like a denim bustier. And like,
will you show the strap? It's really cute how it cuts in. Yeah, really cute.
But I got ready in like 2 minutes and I opened up a box and just put these clothes on. So here I am.
That's great. It's presto change up, presto outfit. So last time we visited, we were talking about Erin is a people collector. We were talking about her friends that range from, age 4 to in your 40s. And so I was feeling some kind of way after. I was like, why am I not good at that? Most of all, because I couldn't remember the lady's name who I was friends with that was taking care of my child. So I was thinking, okay,
Isaac's mom.
Isaac's mom. God bless. I think it's Jill.
That sounds right.
But this is what I'm saying. That's a problem, right? That I can't even remember people's names from my past. So I was sort of working through that thinking, okay, this is a thing I want to work on or just be more mindful of.
Keep your friends close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere at the Little River Band concert rolls in my grade school best friend.
Girl.
Right? Do you get how, I haven't talked to her in, we went to high school together too, but we kind of faded away. But I graduated in the year of our Lord, 1988.
Yeah.
That's a minute.
Yeah.
So probably since the 90s.
Yeah.
And because we just had the conversation out of the ether.
No, I know.
Right?
It really drives me nuts when people say this, but it's true. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
It's amazing.
But also it's true. There's a magnetic energy around
So do you think that was going to happen anyway? And I was tapping into something that there's already energy in, and I'm not woo-woo, by the way. I'm a God girl all day long. But you cannot deny that we are energetic beings.
So I don't have all the answers.
You're
just
not a
know that it
scientist.
I don't have the answers. I don't.
What do you think it is, though? Are you vibing on a different plane?
No.
Operating on a different frequency?
I don't know. I do think your mind's eye. I'm also a God girl.
Yeah.
I think it's God and the universe and your energy or whatever. But I do think that I do think your energy attracts what's around you. So if you're thinking about something a lot, that's why also you got to kind of protect yourself from like worry and like bad energy, which can also be hard. And again, not to be woo-woo-y. Yeah. But I do think like one of the most dangerous things you can do is like get into a whirlwind of negativity, because then you start attracting that as well. And I agree. Sometimes if I get in like a deep, dark despair, like, which isn't often, or if I get in a deep worry, I'll be a worrier more so, like especially about my kids or my husband. Totally. I have to like turn it around.
How do you pull yourself out of the depths?
Delusion. It's what I've done my whole life with.
Erin and I were talking about something the other day, and I had to laugh. Like, we were both pro therapy and pro getting to the bottom of things and like working things out and getting healthy and all of that. But there's also a real argument to be made for just straight up like
ignoring it.
Dude, I got to handle you later. You've got to get to the back of the line. I got to press on. I'll come back for you later.
Totally. And there's a point where you're just like, I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. Yeah. Right?
I think that for a lot of people.
Delusion is sometimes a good thing. I think we need to lean into delusion a little bit more.
I'm not afraid of it. I'm not mad at her.
I've definitely seen a therapist on and off in my adult life. Right. And there is a point where she's like, okay, it's time to like dig in. I'm like, you know what? And I'm good. Thank you. That can stay buried where I put it.
I just say adieu. I told you at my lady, I love her, Kathy. I love you, and I will be back someday. But
not if you're digging too deep.
Not if you poke around in that closet. Yeah. I was sitting on her couch, and I said to her, Kathy, is there any way I'll still pay you? Like, let's treat it like a regular session, but could I ever just take a little snooze? Do you have any paperwork you need to catch up on? Because I just need this 47-minute nap.
It's true.
And that's when I realized we were going to take a little breather.
Yeah. I mean, they get to a place where you're like, what I actually need is a nap and a green smoothie.
That's it. Let's be honest about what you need.
Yes. And
that's it.
Anytime my kids are like under the weather, feeling stressed out, like not officially themselves, I'm like, you need a nap and a green smoothie. I'll make them like a crazy concoction full of like ginger and spinach. I love it. Make them take a nap. Bada bing, bada boom.
And there's some dad out there, some football dad, where he's like, there's nothing a Coca-Cola can't fix. Oh. You need a Coca-Cola.
A ginger ale, honey. Yes. Hit the Seagrams.
Your tummy needs a little, that's exactly right.
Nothing like a little Seagrams ginger ale. Right?
That'll settle you right down.
No, I know. Listen, we are not clearly experts in anything. And please, if you need help, go get it.
I don't mean to make light at all of that.
But if we don't laugh, we're going to cry. And if you're at a place to go deep into, certain things, we're not your gals. Well, no, we are. We are your gals to be, but right here, right now on this podcast.
I am not offering that service.
We are here to also remind you that if you get to a place with your therapist where you're just like, not today, Linda,
take a little breather.
Then just don't do it.
No? It's a waste of everybody's time.
I'm feeling good with a few little boxes locked up deep down in the
we'll get there.
Ether of me. Yeah. We'll get there when we need to, but things are going great.
We're not unpacking now.
No, today's not the day to unpack. In fact, today's the day for a nap.
How are you feeling today? Where are you at energetically today?
Great.
Yeah, I am too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sun is shining. Yeah, I feel good.
Okay. Again, not to minimize, because I have had periods in my life where I was like, what am I going to do? Oh, like I feel icky and I can't get out of it. But also sometimes you just have to say like, no, I am good, and you become good.
Be good about and think about that.
Not to minimize anything.
No, but like I have a family thing where I'm not going to talk about it here, but there's a heavy thing happening. And I was thinking about grief, and I was like, I will deal with the grief that is imminent, but there's like stuff to do right now. And I need to be present for my friend that's going through, really going through it. There's tasks to be done. And I felt myself walling it off. I knew exactly what I was doing.
But grief, okay, again, everybody don't take this, or, not to minimize, but grief can be dealt with in humor, or in work, or in we don't always, you do have to sit with it, I think, and deal with it at some point. Right. And we all go about it different ways. Yeah. But usually I'll start with a good laugh.
You have
honestly.
And you know what?
And that doesn't mean you're not grieving.
A great funeral involves I think there's like depths of, you're going to weep and all of that. But isn't that great when someone tells a really funny story and kind of breaks the moment, makes it lighter?
Right.
People share stories about the person. It really, that's what I hope it's a good.
Well, in grieving, like I like to be alone in grief.
Yeah.
I don't like to be with others.
Right.
I like my own, because I don't know. I think sometimes I don't always want to grieve the way everybody else does. I want
Or
to
there's
do it in
like
my
expectations
own way.
around it too.
Yes.
Like what it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
Do you ever think this, I don't mean to divert off of grief, but like, okay, think about a true crime, or think about like in a courtroom, how people will look at someone, a defendant, and they'll say they're not sorry.
Yeah.
They're not acting the way you're supposed to act.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, who's to say?
Yeah.
Like if you're in the middle of a really scary situation and you kind of are more stoic, who's to, just because you didn't fall down in tears and break down.
Is this your entry into the Innocence Project? Is this your first
Kim,
step into
give me a call.
the Innocence Project?
That's right. I would actually call Emily from Emily Simpson.
Real Housewives of OC.
Yes, I would.
Before
I like
Kim.
her work.
You'd go with her before Kim. Two pillars of the community when it comes to the Innocence Project. Yeah, no, everybody deals with it in a different way. No, that is very compassionate of you. Most of the times I'm like, you deserve this.
Oh.
I get really mad.
Do you? Do you get Judge Judy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, get behind bars where you belong.
That's
mister.
right.
Again, if there's
Lock 'em up.
anybody innocent out there, I'm more than happy to help you. And clearly Becky's signing us all up to start the Innocence Project together.
Can you feel it though? Just when we get a little bit too close to a situation, I'm like, da, da, da. Let's change the subject.
She was like, we might talk about death.
Yeah, da, 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 da.
Yes.
So
Totally.
And we will get there.
Let's talk about another thing we're going to get to.
Oh no, I already know what this is.
Okay, so I need help in so many ways. But one of the things I need help with Becky on is she refuses. She refuses to engage on social media. Now, listen, you can love it, hate it, be anywhere in between. It can change with you. I think there are tons of negatives about social media, but I also think there's tons of positives.
Okay, give me a big however. Like, why do you love it? What's the however?
Oh my God, I love to catch up on people. I would never see pictures of my girlfriend's kids if it wasn't for social media.
This is true.
I would never know how to make a pot roast if it wasn't for social media.
What about the part though? And that part I do like. Like, I'm a happy voyeur. I'll go check your kids. I'll go see stuff. What about the you putting yourself out in front of God and everybody with like an image of you? Or, here's the thing.
Well, tell me what your problem is with that.
Like even this, I love connecting with our viewers. That's my favorite part of it. Like we have actual relationships with people that
basically our
we
friends.
love and they love us. And that's why we wanted to do this podcast. But there is also the part of this podcast where I'm like, I didn't feel like doing my makeup and hair today. I threw on a sweatshirt and here I am. It's exposing. It's vulnerable. And that's the part I think I'm a little more private in that way.
Sure.
With social media.
Well, when you are a professional model in Japan, you have to protect your boundaries. Let us not forget.
My ones and ones
I'm
of
a
followers.
little girl from rural Wisconsin,
guys-
desperate
Okay.
for a boombox and a microphone.
Still one of the all-time great stories.
No, I think it's intention. So I think the idea that every person putting themselves out there or their families out there or their businesses out there, everybody has different intention. There
Yes.
are some people just for a thirst trap, they need a little like boost in like
Likes
confidence or likes. That's their journey. There are people, speaking of grief, there are people out there like the grief groupies just looking for,
or what are they
somebody
called?
to commiserate with.
Yeah. Like what is it's vague booking, like what a day.
Yeah.
That
Or
bullshit.
please send prayers. Well, tell me what they're for. I gotta be very descript with God. If you need my prayers, I can't just ask for everything.
My last post, you guys.
What is it?
I'm going to just go by date on
What was it?
Facebook. This is June 26th. The one prior to that, May of the year before.
So you do one post a year.
This one, yeah, April of 2023.
Okay, so you're averaging
Yearly.
2 posts a year. So that's fine, Becky. But like,
There's more on Facebook. But nobody uses Facebook. Then I feel like a grandma.
No, we all use Facebook. And by the way, your Facebook is just reposting what I posted.
That's it. That's all I do. So, and actually, but here's the problem. I have 2 accounts. I have a work account and then I have my own personal account. And all the people from our work, from the network,
has become both.
I know.
Basically personal. This is what I'm saying. We have to drop like the whole. We see all these negative things on social media and we think it's just for likes or just for like attention. And like if you just flip the way you look at it, the lens of it, what if it's just to stay in contact, to raise each other up?
Yeah.
I love nothing more than pushing the like button on people. I love it.
So,
like,
but that's
go girl.
Okay, but that feels like pressure to me that this happened to me in real life at the network at work. Somebody said, or I said to somebody, oh my gosh, you looked so pretty in that dress in your post. And she goes, you didn't like it. And I said, no, I just told you. And she knew that I hadn't actually liked
Press
it.
the button. Well, now that's crazy if you're keeping track of who's liking stuff.
Right.
But like, so that's, sorry, whoever that was. We probably know each other because if you know Becky, you know me. so don't worry about who's liking it.
But that seems like that puts pressure on me that I have to be an active participant in every single post.
No, you don't. You don't have to be an active participant. But like, okay, there's a girl that I cheered with many years ago, and we just basically stay in contact on social media. And she just kind of started like a second chapter of her career.
Cool.
And I love following along with it, pressing the like button, letting her know, like, go girl, go
that
get
you're
that.
There.
That's amazing.
But does everybody know that about Erin? Erin is a true cheerleader, not just professionally, which you were, but you are such an encourager.
Well, I love it more than anything to watch people. My favorite quote, this is so hokey. Oh God, forgive me. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you've imagined.
I love this.
By Ralph Emerson Thoreau or Emerson Ralph
Waldo
Thoreau?
Emerson.
Waldo. Anyway, I don't know who said it. It's my favorite quote. But like, so I think social media, when you see like, I don't know, somebody posts their kid dunking the basketball for the first time.
The best.
You would have never been able to see that previously until social media. Like,
that's
how
a good point.
cool to watch that happen. Or like friends you haven't seen in 10, 12 years, starting a second chapter of their career and you couldn't have cheered them on before. Now you get to.
But I feel like I want to be that person for them. I am reluctant to find those moments that I think are worthy. Do you know what I mean?
But it doesn't have to always be like those big moments. Okay, what about the other thing? Like, I mean, let's just be real. Have you chosen the wrong profession if you don't want to be on social media? Like, I get it. Like, my husband's not on social media. I think that's hot. And he doesn't really need to be because
of his work.
Because the work he does is not social. But do you know what you do for a living?
No, but you know what this is? And honestly, this is the truth. So Erin and I are separated by about 10 years. And this, I promise you.
Just to clarify, she's older. Okay?
That's right.
Because people have wondered before. I know. Her skin's better. Her hair's better. Everything. I get it. Okay? I get it.
But this is I realize sometimes I'm like, no, you know, like I want to stay young. I get it. I want to stay current. This is a huge generational difference is that when I was coming up, I didn't have to do any of this stuff. You had an agent. They book you on a job, you go do the job, you cash the check. That's how this whole thing works. And I didn't have to hustle. They hustled. Or like maybe I would go to an industry party or like kind of go where photographers were going to be, that sort of thing. Like it was the 80s. Now everybody is their own manager and their own agent and they're hustling and they're like self-promoting and that's the world we live in. And I'm still back in 1999.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're looking at through a lens of self-promotion.
Yes.
If you look at it as a lens of staying in touch.
That I like.
Like stay in touch.
So I just need to frame it differently.
Oh my God. It's the best way to stay in touch with people.
Yeah.
It's the best way. Like, we had, if you didn't know, I am a has-been NFL cheerleader.
You are.
I truly am. Because I used to be one, which has been 20 years ago. I cheered for the Minnesota Vikings and it was really fun. We can now get into all the details later.
How long was your
6 years.
That's a big
girl.
deal.
And then I was on their coaching staff for like 10 years.
That's been a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And then she did a TV show.
Yeah.
That is amazing too. So that from start to finish, how long
I worked for them for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yes, in different capacities. But anyway, so I haven't been a professional cheerleader since 2005. So they had this alumni event. I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
About a month or so ago. And it was so fun because instead of starting from scratch, what have you been up to since 2005? I can look at one of my old cheerleader friends and be like, I cannot believe your daughter's already in 8th grade, or
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you moved to South Carolina. How fun. It like jump started our conversation.
Yeah, that's
and
really
like,
nice.
I actually had little bits and pieces to connect with all these women I haven't seen in 20 years. I never would have had that without social media.
This is the difference in the way our brains work. There's part of me when I ran into that friend the other night, I felt like I know things that I shouldn't know because we're really not friends. I mean, we are, of course, but we haven't been in touch. But I kind of do know about the grandbabies and who just got married and that they just renovated this property. So there's a part of me that's like, can we talk about that part that I do know?
Obviously, she put it on social media.
I know, but it feels so like, doesn't that feel intimate?
Well, I mean, everybody has different boundaries. I don't share anything like, I'm a highlighter. I don't share any of my.
I had a sandwich this morning. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Or like I keep a lot of my personal stuff I keep very personal. My husband's incredibly private.
Yeah.
I keep like any of my grief or sadness private.
Yeah.
That's just my choice. Everybody can choose what they put out there.
Right.
But if somebody is putting it on the World Wide Web.
So then it's meant to be consumed publicly. That feels better.
I think you need to reframe. I'm not going to let down on this. And as we continue on, every week I'm going to check in with you and see what you've done.
Okay, but now what's the metric?
Reposting what I have done is not putting in effort.
I'll show you my Facebook. It really is.
It is.
Here's the problem. I've got all these people on my personal account.
What's the sound for when a tumbleweed goes by?
Oh, no, not that one.
That's actual noise coming from Becky's social media. And I find this ironic. This is a woman who literally just said, I stood up and pissed my pants. But she thinks it's too intimate.
I'm an open book.
To put a photo of her and her family on Instagram or Facebook.
Honestly.
You're not making sense.
No, I know.
I am here to politely and positively bully you into more social media.
I'll be more active. And you know what I like too? Like,
and it's also not responding to people on my page.
The Christopher and Banks. Oh yeah, that's an easy one. Because then if they say my name, then I just
responds on my page.
I chime in, but it tells me that they're talking about me. And then I go like.
So is your last post when your son played rugby? He's been out of college for 4 years, honey.
It is. Damn it. It's true, you guys.
Do you see what I'm working with?
I know. Okay, so what is the metric? I have to grow my followers or I just have to
anything.
post more?
At this point, anything.
Just do something.
Anything.
Okay, great. So if I don't have to measure it in terms of like who responds, then I'm down. I'll do more stuff.
We're not here for the likes. We're not here for other people to tell you you're great. It's just, hey, this is me. I'm Becky. Like, what if somebody happened upon this podcast because they know my mom and she said, please listen to it. And they're like, this Becky seems nice. I'm going to go out and see what she's up to. They would get to your social media and they would think that you were a fake account.
She's a bot.
Like, she's clearly found a few pictures of the Stanchfield family and put it out there.
It's Russia. It's all Russia and China.
So are you on board?
I will.
Really?
I will commit to doing more. And you know what I really like doing? Like Christopher and Banks' team we'll go do fun stuff with them.
Great.
And I'm happy to participate in someone else's thing.
Great.
But me as the like, hi, like here's what do you guys
you
know
think
this?
I'm doing that every time I make a post?
No, not because I know your heart. I know that's not what you're doing.
We know your heart.
I just don't want.
You're
hi
ruthless
guys.
in a concert.
So much. You guys been asking about my sweatshirt.
Oh,
it's Allison Olivia. Like
if people do ask about what I'm wearing, I do respond and say how many people asked. So I'll be like 7 people asked. Because so many times people will be like, everybody was asking. And I'm like, I feel like 1 or 2 people asked and that's cool.
Yeah.
But just like, no, take away what bothers you. Look at the positives of what you like.
Okay, I will do that.
And put that in your mind's eye.
Okay.
In your social media heart.
See, this is her manifesting though. This is her like creating the world she wants to live in. I love this
I'm
about
just
you.
not living in the negative social media space.
I know.
No, I do follow a few people. And I don't actually follow. I like.
You showed me one. Oh, it was good.
I don't follow. Oh, I follow that person. But I do follow a few. And I love watching. But I also hate watching. You know what I'm saying?
It is tragic.
So those you have to kind of put like a boundary up and say, I'm only going to look at this for 20 minutes and then get away.
Yeah.
But it also reminds me of like what I'm not interested in.
It's kind of like when I watch Hoarders, so I feel better about like my Christmas tote stash.
I watch Hoarders as a cautionary tale because I could quickly, and it wouldn't be Hoarders with like garbage, but I could quickly and very quickly have stacks of clothes and shoes and handbags up to the ceiling.
Do you know I have Hannah working on this right now, Jack's girlfriend? Thank you, Hannah. I just got real honest with her and I said, I need help. This is a cry for help because here's the problem in my mind. I don't just donate it. I want to like do something with it.
I need to make sure anything that have our high school team goes to a kid who will also go to that high school.
Exactly.
And then if it is a nice pair of pants, I want to make sure Dress for Success has it.
Yes.
But if it is just great, sweatshirts, I want to make sure our homeless shelter gets it. Yes.
Totally. I want it written down. I want it documented. I want to make sure it's clean, all this stuff.
I think you're actually missing the point of this entire thing, though.
I know.
No.
Getting rid of it.
No.
What?
You've asked the girlfriend to go through your personal belongings.
And she gets
Becky, what a step.
I think it's, this
is she a family member at this point?
I'm treating her as such. Yeah. And I'm being vulnerable saying, this is not a strength of mine. You're super organized. Like, will you help me?
Well, usually in an organizational situation, you have a complete stranger or like a best friend.
Yeah.
You've taken a son's girlfriend and let her into the closet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's under my wing for sure.
This is a huge step.
I think it's great too because I'm showing Jack, because I always thought I was going to be that mother-in-law that was like, might make things a little rough.
Yoo-hoo. I know exactly who you're talking about.
So I might be overcompensating. Like, see how open and loving I am? I'm just,
I'm letting you loose in my closet.
Yeah.
Now I want you to take what you're doing with Hannah.
Yeah.
You're letting her loose in your physical closet.
Yes.
And I want you to translate that to social media.
Maybe she'll take that over too.
Let our friends loose on your social media page, please. You have a girlfriend next to your underpants, but you won't post a picture more than once a year.
No, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So I want those two to kind of.
Do you know who's really good at this?
Who?
Aaron. Aaron Kessler, our good friend Aaron Kessler. And what he does, and I've got to learn from him, he just documents everything. He doesn't know what he's going to do with it, but like something catches his eye, or you look great that day and he snaps a picture of you, or like whatever just kind of fancies, like tickles his fancy.
Yes.
And then maybe a day or two later, he looks back through and says, that's what I want.
Because he's just authentically documenting his life. It's not for likes.
Right.
It's not for, hey, look at me. Mm-mm. It's documenting. And then guess what? Just like the magnetic energy we're talking about, the right people find each other and inspire each other, encourage each other.
This is nice.
Help each other laugh. I follow a few very inappropriate like comedians or podcasters that just, if I'm just feeling like throw me a bone.
Who do you listen to? Like can we say? Can we say who you listen to? Like, what pods do you like?
Yes. I love Danny Pellegrino.
Me too.
Yep.
I like
Iconic.
Last
What's
Cult.
Iconic.
Everything iconic. Yeah.
And what I like about it is just nonsense.
Yes.
And he's funny.
Yeah.
And that's it.
He's darling.
It doesn't have to be deep.
No, it doesn't.
What do you listen to?
He does go deep. Like in his books, I appreciate that about you, Danny. I think that I like that he's a deeper thinker.
Let Danny know we're talking about him.
Jackie and Teresa.
No, he is a big home shopping fan.
Is that right?
He's never mentioned our network, but he has mentioned others that. So
he's a shopper. Oh yeah, for sure a shopper.
Yeah. So what do you listen to?
I just listened to Las Culturistas just a second ago. Who else do I like? I always listen to Jeff Lewis. Always listen to Andy Cohen. Always Danny. You got me listening to the Foster Sisters. Who else do I like? That's it. I mean, that was kind of in this week.
Do you ever go
rotation.
darn? Do you ever go down? Do you ever go down a dark path and listen to like the true crimes?
I'm not a true crime girl. You know, my thing is about horror or scary things is like when my kids wanted to watch scary movies, is I always said real life is way scarier than anything that someone could make up. And then to hear that's actually the case.
Okay.
I don't need further confirmation of that.
No, next time you go take a nap on Kathy's couch, I want you to ask her. I want you to ask her about the following because I can barely, like Star Wars is too intense for me.
You don't like Halloween?
I don't like gore. I don't like Halloween. I don't like scary. I don't like super, super sad when it's like gruesome and like violent.
Yeah.
I understand sad from like an emotional point of view, but I don't like any of that. Okay. Won't watch it. Hate if my kids or husband watch it. Make them turn the volume down. I don't like Gladiator. Nothing.
Just like, don't let it in.
If it's not a rom-com, I'm not in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same. Braveheart, I can't do it.
No, I know. It's too much.
Yeah.
Gangs of New York almost put me over the edge. I literally had to like go to Kathy's couch. So, but when it comes to podcasts,
you'll go there.
I'll turn on a true crime of some sort and I will listen to it. Like can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
But I'll get scared. I can't listen at night by myself. If I'm alone, what is that? Why can't I listen to it? Wait, I actually think I already answered my question. I can create what it looks like in my own head. I don't have to watch what it looks like.
I like that.
But still, like I've listened to a few podcasts where I'm like, this is sick.
I did Serial.
Who's listening to this? And I did it.
I did that first one.
Yeah.
And that to me was more like procedural. Where did they miss it? Where did they miss the evidence? I love that part. But I don't want to hear about actually what happened. I don't want to hear about.
Yeah. No, but any of it is still so sick. And I don't know why I can do that, but nothing else.
That's interesting. I think you're right though. That you're the author of the visual.
Yeah, like I'm creating the illustrations myself, but
Yeah.
still sick. Do you want to know about magnetic energy? And we got to wrap this up soon. How long have we been talking?
I don't know.
45 minutes.
Oh my gosh, you guys. We mean to
This
keep
is
these
too much.
at 30.
But do you want to know one other thing?
This is what my mom does. I'll say I gotta go. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. Every time.
If you think I talk a lot, I have a girlfriend who I just hang up on because I'll
You
try to
have
get off
to?
the phone and eventually I just press stop. Once in a while she follows up like, hey, it seems like the phone died. But I think most of the time she gets it like, Aaron's gone.
Do you know what they say? You should do it while you're talking. If you do that,
Oh.
this is a little hack.
Okay.
Then you can be like, oh my gosh, I must have pushed the button.
Oh, no, I just tell her you wouldn't shut up. So I had to go.
It's happening now.
Okay. So
Okay, I
anyway,
do want to hear your story. Yeah.
real quick magnetic story. This is weird. So I was kind of out of like my feel good or not out of my, I had listened to you know what else I listened to real quick?
What?
I listened to Bridget Marquardt and Holly Madison's Girls Next Level.
I added that to my list.
They recap every episode of the Girls Next Door.
Do I have to go back to the beginning or can I just jump in?
You can jump in. This was the one of the original reality shows where they followed Hugh Hefner's girlfriends around.
Amazing.
And it was like in the early 2000s. And now they go back and they watch the show and they break it down and they tell you how they were really feeling.
So good.
And it might seem very surface level because you're thinking like Playmates, Playboy, but to hear the real humans behind
Yes.
what like early reality TV created around them, it's fascinating.
I
It's
think
really
that's
fascinating.
Terrific.
Another thing to ask Kathy about. But so speaking of magnetic energy, I was through like all of that, just fluffy stuff
Yeah.
and, you know, and oftentimes I'll listen to podcasts while I'm prepping shows,
Yeah.
you know, because you're alone for a long time. It takes a long time to prep a show.
Right.
So there is this podcast. I just checked the charts and it was in the top 10 charts. It was called Kill List. Okay.
Ooh.
It's morbid and it's gross. Okay. And it follows like the dark webs of like people who go on like hitmen hire, like murderer for hire.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Again, why would I want to listen to that? It's just so creepy.
And by the way, you're never going to get away with it. You are never going to get away with it.
Another PSA. So the first story that they tell,
Oh,
it's
my
this
Lord.
man from, I think he has an English accent
Okay.
to my knowledge. You know, my accents are bad. So apologies, Carl, the host, if you're from a different country. Dialect is not my thing. But, so they're saying like, you know, this goes all over the world. They have cases in literally like every country all over the world from sea to shining sea here in the US. And the first case that they kind of set up for Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
What?
For those of you who aren't from Minnesota, Cottage Grove is probably 20 miles, a 40-minute drive outside of Minneapolis where we're based.
I would call it, you know how there's like suburban and then there's exurban before it gets to rural? I would put Cottage Grove kind of on the cusp of being.
It's like suburban rural
Getting out there.
Minneapolis.
Getting
But
out
like
there.
you can drive there in 40 minutes.
Mhm.
So this internationally ranked podcast talking about an international kill list.
What was it about this story that got their attention?
She died. So
A woman lost her life.
they've saved a lot of people by a hacker. I don't want to ruin this for everybody, but a hacker accidentally broke into a kill list and reported it to authorities.
Good for him.
And this journalist follows. So it's like an active kill list that they investigate, and they try to get to the people on the list to be like, there's somebody trying to kill you.
Good Lord.
And one of the things was one of the kills that happened off of this kill list before they got this information was a woman in Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
Was it her husband?
It was her pastor husband who put it out for hire.
He had another lady on the side.
Well, and what happened, I don't know exactly what happened. They didn't ever, I don't know if I might have blacked out from the horror of all of this. I can't remember how it actually went down, but it was an example of she was on the list and she got killed, and we've got to get to these other people who are on the list.
Whoa.
It's a wild tale, and I won't tell you guys everything in case you are as morbid and weird as I and you want to listen to it.
But here's what I think is so funny about you. Okay, so Erin has a very high energy level. And so sometimes to bring herself to like middle stasis, kind of average energy, she'll listen to Jewel. She'll listen to Tori
Nirvana,
Amos. Yeah.
I mean, Nirvana's hype, but it's still like a little, but I listen to like Tori Amos.
But now that
Jewel,
has turned.
And then I also listen to sometimes sad podcasts, true crime podcasts to like bring my hype a little bit down. But how crazy that I go to listen to this international kill list and the first one is in our back door.
Wow.
I know. So
okay,
you got to be careful where you put those magnets. Be careful. So I'm hoping that since there was already one in our neighborhood, that won't happen again.
No, I hope not. Oh my gosh.
I also started telling all my friends and family, including you, that I know about this kill list. Don't you dare put me on it. They're on to you.
Oh, so this is like carrying an umbrella so it won't rain.
Yeah. Also,
no,
just know if you've put me on that kill list, Becky, they're on to you.
They'll find you. They'll find it.
On that note,
this is a good recommendation, though, to add to your podcast.
So many PSAs. Never get behind Becky in any capacity at any sort of live music event.
No.
She'll block your view. She'll block your drinks.
And I'll pee on you.
But she won't post a picture on social media.
That's right. You have to have boundaries.
Watch out for the kill list. Okay. Watch out for Becky at a concert. Watch out at Hitman for Hires, the kill list.
Yeah.
And
put out positive energy.
Keep that energy positive. Let's all politely and kindly bully Becky into, I'm going to watch it grow, Bex.
One post
one by one
a week? That just feels like a lot.
Okay.
Just anything.
Anything, Becky. Anything. Anything is better than what's happening right now.
So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do like, you know how people do 30 days of something?
Yeah.
You know, if you build a new...
Like, listen, you don't even need parameters. Just start engaging, please.
Okay, I'm on it.
Through yourself.
All right.
Not on mine. And if you guys see her commenting on my page, it's fine if you like it, but then I want you to politely be like, stop that, Becky, get to your own page.
All right, get over there.
Please, for God's sakes. And your boys are too cute not to put their faces out to the world.
Boy, that's true. Can I still pimp them out as my own?
Totally. That's for another podcast. Did we miss out on exploiting our children? I really think I missed the boat on James.
Oh my gosh, Erin, there is a thing about that, about parents who have put their children on.
No. In all reality, I think it's gross. I'm not into it.
So do I.
I know.
Because it's creepers out there.
That's for another podcast.
All right. So this is what happens. We tried to close this thing out.
30 minutes is our goal. Where are we at?
52, I think. Okay. And then my spectacles.
Okay, 52 minutes, give or take.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. We're so happy you're here.
We love everybody. This is what professionals do. Could you please like this and share it with others?
Smash that like button. See, that's what I hate.
Well, why are you watching people who say smash that like button? Gosh. How about
like
you
and subscribe?
If you know somebody as crazy as all of us, would you let them know they should listen to this?
That's true.
Or just like it, Mom.
When the true crime runs out and you're looking for another one.
When you're too disturbed with the kill list. Come on back here.
Come on over.
Come on over, baby. Love you. Bye. Mean it. Talk to you soon. You guys, do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It will help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.